up guys, Movie Junkie for Life here, and this is going to be my review of Mom and Dad. And yes, this movie was in 2017, but it got released this year, at least in Trinidad, so I checked it out. It's Nic Cage. I'm going to check it out because I love his brand of crazy and I want to get into it with you guys. So this movie is directed and written by Brian Taylor, who also brought us Crank and Gamer. And it tells the story of a teenage girl, I think her name is, the actress' name is Ann Taylor, and her little brother, who have to survive 24 hours when a virus breaks out that makes parents want to kill their children. The parents here are played by Nic Cage and Selma Blair. Mom and Dad. There are some movies that you feel are tailor-made for certain actors and actresses. And this movie, or the character that Nic Cage plays in this movie, I feel like the director had exactly one person in mind to play this character, and that is Mr. Nic Cage. Let's get into it. First of all, the look of Mom and Dad. I love the opening credits of this movie. It's very much a love letter to the old 70s horror movies, you know, the kind of cheaply made horror movies that, you know, were just shot in maybe one or two locations kind of thing. I think the opening credits of this movie is very excellently done, and excellent? Is excellently a word? I have no idea, but let's get past that. It's really well done, and it drew me into the film immediately. And I will also say the first half of this movie has a really good energy about it, especially when the virus breaks out and all the parents come looking for their children. I won't give it away, but it takes off at that point, and I loved it. Nic Cage was, like I said, he was made to play this role. I get the feeling that the director had one person in mind, and it was him, and he was fantastic here. If, like me, you enjoy Mr. Cage's brand of nuts, it's excellent here, as salty as you could want it to be. And Selma Blair is actually very good here too. She's an actress that I quite like as well. You don't get to see her in a lot of big productions, but she does a lot of independent work, and I think she's very good. What I liked about her character here is where he was batshit crazy, as we expect him to be, her brand of crazy was a lot more Norman Bates, you know, more reserved. Her brand of psychotic was very intelligent, kind of Hannibal Lecter-y without the cannibalism, and I really like that dynamic, you know. And the movie, of course, you know, does touch on the whole difficulties of being a parent and probably wanting to murder your children at some given point. Not that any good parent out there would do that, but all parents have a breaking point, you know. The movie does touch on, there's this scene, I will admit, it does kind of grind everything to a halt when it happens, but there is this scene where Nic Cage's character is doing something in the basement and it's not working out the way he wants it to, and he freaks out, Nic Cage style, and he is discussing why it is he's not happy with his life with Selma Blair. And I like that scene a lot. I think he does very well in that scene. It's just unfortunately it doesn't fit well in the overall theme of the movie, and that is where this movie stutters a bit. This movie, when it's all about the craziness and the action and the almost zombie-like nature of these parents, it works very well. It's a very dark comedy. You can't believe what you're seeing. There's a scene where a mother gives birth in a hospital that freaked me out because I was just cringing, waiting for what was going to happen after that baby was born. There are moments like that, and it has you so tense and so worried for what is going to happen to these kids. And then the second half of this movie, it is very uneven. Even the third act is not bad. The second half is just, everything kind of slows down. And I think this is where this movie suffers a bit, is when it tries to be too deep. Granted, I get what they're going for, but Mom and Dad is most fun when it's just a straight up action, horror, dark comedy type flick. I think it would have worked a lot better if the director had kept the energy he had in movies like Crank, especially Crank 1, than what he tried to do here was a little bit more like Gamer, with the underlying metaphors and that sort of thing. Unfortunately for me, that slowed the movie down a bit. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It had me on edge. I enjoyed Nic Cage's performance. I enjoyed Selma Blair's performance. Lance Henriksen pops up in this movie in a very funny, brilliant way. I'm not gonna give it away. I recommend checking it out. It's streaming right now. So if you want to check it out, please do. If you're a fan of horror comedies, I think you'll enjoy it overall. And I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this movie. So that's going to be it for me, guys. If you watched the entire video and you liked it, please feel free to hit me up with a like. I really appreciate it. Or you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face here. I'm also on Facebook at Movie Junkies Continued. And until next time, bye bye.